Perhaps no one that better embodies the state of the contemporary unserious Republican politics right now than Congressman Dan Crenshaw and Senator Ted Cruz, two politicians from Texas who seem way more interested in producing hot takes and meme content than anything resembling policy. You may remember Congressman Crenshaw from the series of action movie political ads he made, which culminated with him jumping out of an airplane to attack Antifa and save the Georgia Republican senators from losing to Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff. I don't want to spoil the ending, but, well. Then, of course, there's Senator Ted Cruz, who's super focused on his podcast right now. I mean, really, who isn't? Pumping out a new episode every few days, despite having a full-time job representing nearly 30 million people and sitting on 5 Senate committees. Ted still makes the time. Last year, you may remember, the state of California was experiencing power outages and urging people to ration consumption. Public servants Cruz and Crenshaw jumped up to rub it in with a series of hot tweets, baselessly blaming Democratic policies on renewable energy, mocking California requests that people curb their use of air conditioning by, say, putting the thermostat to 78 degrees. Now, when this February, the Texas power grid infamously failed, right, amidst a winter storm, days of freezing temperatures, left millions of Texans without power or water for days, killed as many as 700 people across the state, Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw leapt into action to tweet about how it was all the fault of windmills, which it was not, while Ted Cruz very famously decided to flee the state and country to Cancun for a vacation with his family. Now it's summer, and there's trouble with the Texas power grid, again, as it struggles to keep up with high demand in the summer heat. There are outages across the state, and Texas, which again has its own independent energy grid, ERCOT, had to issue the same exact warnings California had to make last year, including asking Texans to set their thermostat to 78 degrees or higher. So, how will our Texas heroes respond to this latest energy crisis in their own backyard? Well, Congressman Crenshaw is throwing a 4th of July party with a Blink-182 cover band, a drone light show, and a live DJ. Senator Cruz has posted a new video. In this one, he stands right next to an American flag and boldly recites the Pledge of Allegiance, because the closer you are to that flag, the more that pledge works. I don't know. These Republicans who are so eager to jump all over California for the energy problems, which itself was gross, right? Like people are suffering, are now doing these kind of gimmicks as their people in their own state suffer. There's one thing that's abundantly clear, right? It's not a Texas problem or a California problem. The entire nation's energy grid and infrastructure are unprepared for the era of climate crisis. That's the headline takeaway. That is why it is so concerning that the bipartisan group of senators, and maybe with the assent of the White House, could remove key climate proposals from the White House's infrastructure plan. Because that's the necessary stuff. We're watching it play out. America's infrastructure needs desperately a climate upgrade. Because climate change is not a California problem or a Texas problem. It is an everywhere problem.